So hi peeps, it's Neon Shanti here, and a few people have been asking if I could give them a tutorial on how to animate on Clip Studio Paint. This is the general studio that I use to make my animations. So right here I have my my identities animation meme timeline. Look how friggin' big this thing is. So yeah, this is if you want to create an animation, this is what it's gonna eventually look like, I think. And like, why is there a flashing at the end? I don't know why. But yeah, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to upload a file, how to create an animation, how to add different layers and stuff. And it's honestly, I was frustrated when I first started out, but as you go on and you keep practicing, it gets easier. So you see this little tab up here, it says file. What you're gonna do is there's a new button, CMD+N, I think that's like for the keyboard. You press that, and it'll bring you to this thing that's like, it just gives you different selections of what you can choose as a new file. There's an illustration, which is not an animation, comic, and then animation is over here. You can name your animation. I don't name it anything. I just keep it in. Right now it's animation 37. Timeline, I usually just keep everything the same. Frame rate, I tend to stick, there's 15, 24, 30, 60, but I tend to, I usually stick with 15 because, you know, that's what I'm more used to. So once you've done everything, the length and width and height is over here, stuff, resolution, you press OK and it'll take you to a new tab. It looks blank, and if you see this like blue thing or whatever, don't get worried, that will not be there when the animation is fully uploaded. That's just to show you what the cutoff point is. So if you draw something, this part over here will not show versus this part. The line is basically the border cutoff. God, I haven't eaten anything, so I'm kind of hungry. I'll try to do this as soon as possible. To create, so down here, if you don't have your timeline, it'll just look blank. You need to have this thing, which is called the timeline, in order to make your animation. So you go up to Window, this whole entire thing right here, you scroll down and you see this thing called Timeline right here. You click on that and it will open up to this thingy right here. It's called a timeline. And what you do then is there are a few buttons down here. This is the play button. This will just run through everything pretty swiftly. You can go forward, you can go backward, you can jump from one part of the timeline to another. Now when you go over here, there's this little blue thing that you can like drag along here. That is it's like a little cage that you can put how many frames you want in there. So instead of playing it from 1 to 27, and if you just drag it from 27 over to 19, it will only play 19 frames. But if you want to do longer frames, if you want to do 37 frames, you just drag it up, and then you'll be able to play your frames for longer. For now, let's just do like a quick little simple animation. This won't take very long. So right here, you only have one frame, and if you want to create another frame, there's this little button down here, and it's just like a little cube. I don't know what these other buttons are. I think they're like to create different layers. I don't want to try anything. So press that and you will create the second layer. You create, and usually what I do whenever I create new animation, I usually just spam this button to just keep saying, okay, I want to create more frames, because usually I run out of them in time. So once you got all that down, I'm sorry if I'm going pretty fast. Here's frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. You go to frame 6. Now, once you start off on frame 1, there let's just say you want to draw. Oh my God, I don't know what to animate. I'm sorry. I am just going to draw a little cute wolf. Now over here, there's I forgot to mention, there's this little like there's a toolbar over here where you can figure out, like, you know, right here is the drawing tool. You can, over here, if you click on different items, you can adjust the strength of it, the density, the size of it, and normally when I'm animating, I like to stick with sizes from 7 to 17, and because 17 is like really big. But right now, for now, I'm just gonna stick with 10. There's a pencil, I don't use that. Watercolor. There's a highlight that I use, like, not often, but you can go over to highlights and see there's like, if you want to dye something pink, you know, it kind of gives it a pink hue, but that's for later. I can do a different tutorial on that. Those are stamps, I don't need that. And then the eraser. The eraser is kind of simple. It's sort of similar to the drawing tool. There's sizes and different depths. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that I just don't want to get into right now. So yeah, we're going to stick with 10. So let's just say, I did not mean to do that. Oh yeah, and over here, this is the color window. You can just like, yeah, color window. And there's a bunch of colors that I have never bothered to use in the past. So yeah, let's just ignore that. Alright, just a simple little wolf. I'm not gonna, like, this animation is not going to be, you know, like, very hard. Like, it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna try hard on. It's just gonna be a cute little thing. Wolf. Boom. Yeet. That's too big. Alright, let me just put it down here. Okay, so once you got that down, so imagine that you draw what you want, and you're done right now. Yeah, so imagine this is your finished project. Don't envision this as your finished project. This is cringe. Once you're done and you want to go to the second frame, if any of you guys have used Flip-A-Clip, you know that there's this thing called the onion skin. And I know that sounds really bad, but if you don't know what an onion skin is, what it does is it's a transparent layer that can let you see the frame before without having it affect the next layer that you're on right now. So there's this little cube thing down here that I'm clicking, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's like, yeah, it looks very transparent. You click that on and off, and that will get you the onion skin. Now, what you can do is, I find this really handy about different animation studios when you want to create like a new thing or like a new slide, and you want to animate the next thing. So imagine you want to animate this wolf's like ears. Imagine you want the ears to like flop, like floppy ears. Floppy ears animation meme. I want to redo it. So I animate my ears like this, and there's this little tool up here, right up here, that can make you move this thing, and I just pretty much choose to, like, yeah, so this is how I'm going to animate my ears. I'm going to keep the chin the same way. This is going to be really cringy. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so this is what it's going to do. I'm going to make his, oh my god, I'm assuming genders now, sorry. I'm going to make the wolf's, there we go. I'm going to make the wolf's, shoulders move up, like in floppy ears. Now, see, if you use the onion skin, it looks like it's from the past layer, but it will never affect it. It's sort of like this blue thing over here. It won't show up on the final draft, but just, yeah, you don't have to worry about that. There is a feature where you can color stuff in. There's this bucket down here, and I don't know what, yeah. So if you want to fill stuff in, you can, like, so say I wanted to color this wolf in green. You click the color green, and you click the bucket. You press on the dude, and boom, it fills in. Boom, it's like, yeah, it's purple. Oh my god, it's not purple guy. For now, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do tannish color. Yeah, boom, it's a little tanny color. Yeah, so this is what it is, and you can color in from the past. Keep in mind that the layer in the back, you will not be able to see it as well if you color it in, because, you know, just because. I've only been using Clip Studio Paint for around like almost half a year now, and I just like, yeah, I prefer that if you're gonna use Clip Studio Paint, take it with my own word, and if you can't figure it out, I am really, really sorry. Yeah, this is a cringy, this is just a cringy tutorial, and I put no effort into this, and so yeah, I'm just gonna like create some more of this dude. Oh my god, I'm not even using the whole entire black thing. So yeah, more cuties, more cute things. Now I have something to tell you guys, and this is kind of weird, so let me put this as a little repeat button right here. When you make your animation, you see this, when you make your animation, sometimes, this is what's kind of sucky about Clip Studio Paint, it will skip over different frames, which is not the best because, you know, when you want to see your whole animation, it won't work. So, to fix that problem, I usually just spread the blue thing around like 2 or 3 more frames, and then boom, you can see the whole entire animation. It blinks a little bit, but you can still almost see it. I zoom out to get a little bit of a better view of what the animation will look like. there are multiple things that you can do. Like if you want to spread out, like if you want to make the frame longer, you just do. But you could do a bunch of stuff. Like right here, if you want to make the frame longer, hold down and you'll see this red mark in between the two frames. You drag it out, and then boom, it's longer. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty simple. So let me go back over here. Oh my god, why? Okay, so the timeline for this one, you can see, is freaking long. If it were to be an actual timeline, I'm probably guessing that it would be 100 years in the future. So I started out, let me put on the onion skin so that way you guys can see. You can see, now there are different parts of the onion skin. There's a green part right here. That shows the frame in front of you. But when you go, say if I go on to the second one right here, it will show both the green and the purple onion skin. That means that the green reflects the frame that's in front of you, and the blue reflects the one that's behind you. So when I put the whole entire thing together, let me just do this. So it will look like this. You can see how in the back there's a bunch of other stuff that you can use. And keep in mind, by the way, I forgot to tell you this one thing. This is kind of confusing about, oh wait, where are my stuff? Okay, so this is kind of confusing about Clip Studio Paint. There's this tendency, Clip Studio Paint has this tendency. So imagine if you want to like move this, let me circle it up. And if I move it around, it will, when I move it around and when I select it to like stay in its place, it's kind of blurry. The focus isn't as good as it was in the past. So let's just ignore the cute little wolf for now. Let's just create a ball. All right. I'm sorry if you're envisioning it kind of weird, but sorry. So imagine I move it around. If I use very dark colors, like let's say I want to use dark purple, you can see that there's this like thin little white line around here, and that happens because the white background is kind of like, they're kind of like little pixels that haven't been closed up. So what I do to fix that problem, I don't know why I do this. This takes like a full extra hour if I'm doing a smooth animation like the Identities meme to do this, but like whatever. I usually just thinly, I take my pencil and I thinly go over the line, and it eventually looks like this. It's a little plum, sorry, not a plum. Yeah. I don't know what the frick I'm doing. This is just kind of weird, and my voice is getting cracky because I haven't eaten anything all day. So yeah, this is like little cute animation. Let me spread the frames out a little bit longer. So yeah, this is like what you can do is so imagine this is your finished animation. When you want to export it, you can go back up to File. There's this thing that says Export Animation. Do not do multiple pages or a single layer. That's only for drawings, and I can teach you about that later. But once you go to Export Animation, you're going to click Movie. File name, you can give your file name like what, cute boy, big boy. You can name it whatever you want, but I don't name it anything. I just type in random numbers and then I use that as my name. You press save. You check all this. Frame rate is 15. That's okay. And then once you want to export it, you come to this thing. This is the whole entire file storage. This is like a little separate place where you can store all your files, and you can see how much I have because I am a hoarder. I actually need to clean out this stuff eventually. Oh my god. All right, you know what? I'm just really stupid with how I use all my stuff. Oh. Okay, someone commented. Cool. Yeah, so once I want to share it, I press share, save video, and then once I'm done with all that, I get out of Clip Studio Paint, and oh my god, all my storage stuff. Yeah, so once I'm here, you will have it in your photo album. You can press it, boom, 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 boom. So yeah, it's pretty much good.